Alright, so we have a little bit of a travel update and a bit of a life update. Sorry for those people who have been waiting on some videos to go up, and I know there's been a few people who have been waiting for some videos. Unfortunately, my right shoulder this time has locked up, and I've had about a week of not being able to do too much and quite a few days of being in a sling.
Yeah.
So hopefully over the next few days we'll get to editing some of the old video, and we'll get some of that up because we do have lots of video to edit, so we'll get to that, and Jaiden will do some more editing. Yeah.
Yep.
All right. Travel update. For those of you who didn't see the initial announcement video, which we will link up here, Jaiden and I are currently living at a friend of ours' property in a caravan in a converted shed. Unfortunately, whilst we were still in the process of moving out of our old house and moving into here, we received word that this place has actually sold. We knew it was going to be for sale at the end of the year, which obviously wasn't going to be much of a problem for us, given that we were planning on going travelling. But instead of it selling in kind of 6 months' time, it sold, well, it went up for sale and sold literally straight away. So it left us in a bit of an unfortunate position whereby we had no money and no furniture and no house and no caravan and all of those other things. So we have just under, or about 2 weeks to get out of here now. So we're going to be moving into my mum's place, which unfortunately isn't a beautiful place like this out in the country. It's a bit more in suburbia, but obviously we're not in a position to go out and buy furniture to completely furnish a house. We don't have beds or tables or drawers or anything for a house, so moving into a house isn't really an option, and nor did I really want to be putting a lot of the money that we've saved back towards bond and those sorts of things. That's the bad news. It's unfortunate. It certainly wasn't something that we really planned. Something that's caused myself a hell of a lot of stress. Obviously, having a roof over your head is fairly important, especially in the middle of winter. And so, yeah, I've struggled a bit over the past month trying to come up with some kind of plan of attack. Thankfully, Mum has let us, or is letting us move into her place into the short term, which will help us out a bit. Look, there's no hard feelings to our friends that own the place. It's their house and their property, and they're kind of entitled to do what they want with it. It just put us in a very, very difficult set of circumstances. Yeah, so that's the bad news. The good news is I put this out there personally on my personal Facebook page, that this was happening, and a friend of ours offered to kind of come to the rescue and help us out. So one of our friends who I won't name them here, I'm not sure they really want to be named, have offered to loan us some money. Obviously, being on New Start, now that Jaiden's turned 8, no bank will loan us any kind of money to buy a caravan or any of those sorts of things. But she has agreed to loan us some money. Obviously, that means that we can buy a caravan sooner rather than later, which is good. The downside is that obviously it's going to restrict us financially whilst we are on the road. I've just recently come to the end of a personal loan that I've had for quite a number of years, and obviously the extra money that I wasn't going to be paying on the personal loan, which is about $200 a fortnight, was going to come in very handy for us on the road. So yeah, that's where we are at the moment. We are about to start packing up again to move out of here and move into my mum's place. And we have been doing a little bit of searching for actually not a little bit of searching for caravans, I'll lie. I've been doing a lot of searching for caravans, spending hours and hours and hours every day scouring all the various for sale sites trying to find a caravan. Now Jaiden and I have been to look at 3 caravans so far. And what were they like?
Rusty and leaks.
And leaks, that's right. The 3 caravans we looked at, unfortunately, the sellers were incredibly dishonest, and we arrived to look at vans that we were told had either no water damage and a little bit of water damage, and Jaiden was quite literally able to put his finger through wood panels and major structural parts of the van. So that's been a little bit stressful and a little bit frustrating, I guess. When people come to selling things, obviously honesty quite often goes out the window, but that's just the way it goes, I guess. Where we want to find the right van, we don't want just any van, so we're prepared to spend the extra time in searching high and low to find the right van. And because we are moving into mums, it does buy us a little bit of time to continue looking, because obviously from start to end we've only had kind of 4.5, 5 weeks notice that we've had to move out of here, and I obviously can't save thousands of dollars in 4 or 5 weeks, and being able to find a van that suits us perfectly in 4 or 5 weeks has been something that we haven't yet been able to do. So that's kind of the update for now. We're going to be moving again, which is a pain, but that's just the way life goes sometimes. It's been nice spending a little bit of time here. It's going to be a big adjustment period moving into my mum's place. It's a 3-bedroom place in suburbia. It's going to be pretty trying for all of us, my mum and her partner included. But it's probably the best option we've got that keeps us fairly central, so we can go and look at vans and all those sorts of things. And I think that's pretty much it. I don't think there's anything else we need to update on. We do have some video. We were going to be sharing the place that we're living here, and we made lots of videos showing you around and all those sorts of things. So even though we are moving out in the next kind of fortnight, we will still put those videos up to show you the lovely area where we have been staying. But obviously we're not going to be here for long. And I think that's it for the video update. For those of you who do like to scour for sale classifieds, the things that we're looking for is something dual axle, something preferably 17 foot plus, electric braked, preferably something with bunks at the front and double bed at the rear, or vice versa. We are kind of open to a pop top if it does have bunks that Jaiden's able to sit up in. Other than that, we're fairly flexible. We're looking at everything from old 1970s van right up to, kind of 1990s. Obviously fairly budget dependent. And I think that's it for now. So we'll update everybody more when we have some more news.
Yep.
Yep. Alright guys, thanks for watching. Bye.